I'm going to try to make this short and simple. Kind of like my acting career, only there was nothing simple about it. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra Peterson used to be insecure about her appearance because of childhood and boogeyman. Hey, Hal, hit it. Okay, gang. I'm going to try to make this short and simple. Coast, you guys figure out and do the math. But for now, how about a little history lesson on our gal pal that put the boo and boogeyman? Hey, Hal, hit it. Okay, gang. I'm going to try to make this short and simple. Kind of like my acting career, only there was nothing simple about it. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra Peterson used to be insecure about her appearance because of a childhood accident. When she was just 1 year old, her cousin and her mother were coloring Easter eggs. The eggs were on a large kettle that were on top of the stove, and she climbed up on a chair, accidentally pouring the hot boiling water all over herself. Her shoulders, her neck, her back, her legs were all extremely burned. Her mother rushed her to the hospital, but the damage was severe. She lost her hair, her eyelids were fused shut, and her skin was terribly burned. Cassandra stated that everywhere her mother tried to hold on to her, the skin would just come off. They didn't think she was going to survive because 35% of her body was third-degree burns. She had multiple skin grafts to treat her scarring.
Luckily, I am mainly scarred on all the parts that don't show in my Elvira dress.
Cassandra says she doesn't know where her confidence came from because she was really suffering from having no confidence and was a really shy loner type of kid. She only hung out with herself. But everything changed when her cousin took her to see her first horror movie, House on Haunted Hill, starring horror icon Vincent Price.
It starred Vincent Price, and it was the movie that as a child got me into liking horror.
After that, she devoured every horror movie she could, especially any starring Vincent Price.
I was super into horror when I was a kid.
Through horror, Cassandra found a way to embrace her differences. While her siblings played with dolls, she collected figures of Universal monsters like Dracula and the Mummy that she painted herself. Her mother owned a costume shop, and she would regularly borrow outfits and wear them to school.
I dressed in creepy costumes all the time to go to school. I was a complete freak. Everyone hated me.
House on Haunted Hill wasn't the only movie that inspired her. She says seeing Anne Margaret play a showgirl in Viva Las Vegas inspired her to want to become a showgirl. At the age of 17, her parents took her on a trip to Las Vegas where she begged them to take her to a show, even though she wasn't old enough. She dressed up in a push-up bra and makeup, which caught the attention of someone who worked at the show and invited her to an audition, which she got hired on the spot. She confessed that she was underage, but they still wanted her in the show. Her parents had to legally give their permission by signing a document with a lawyer.
I was a showgirl in Las Vegas by the time I was 17.
As a teenager, Cassandra had a major crush on Elvis and was actually able to meet him when he came to see one of her performances. The two hung out, and Elvis gave her some life-changing advice. After hearing her sing, he suggests she get a few singing lessons and pursue a career outside of Vegas. When the contract of her show expired, she left Vegas and traveled to find work in showbiz. For a while, she toured the United States and Europe singing with a rock band. But what she really wanted to do was comedy. So she moved to LA, started hitting up auditions, which led her to joining the now famous improv group, The Groundlings, and began working on her characters. One of those characters would someday become the basis for her beloved persona, Elvira. In 1981, a new B-movie horror series was being planned by KHJ-TV that was supposed to be a reboot of the Vampira show from the 1950s. Cassandra auditioned and nailed the part, and that's where the character Elvira was developed and born. The series Elvira Movie Macabre was a cult sensation and a huge success for the network. Cassandra retained the rights to the Elvira character after the movie Macabre ended in 1986. After that, she went on to make two major movies, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and Elvira's Haunted Hills. After that, Cassandra Peterson became Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and the Queen of Halloween. And the rest is history. You look good in black, and I think I look better. Hey!